Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Don Snyder. This is my friend Kari Wheatley with John L. Scott Real Estate. We've been on a little hiatus from our videos talking about real estate and lending and what you need to be in that real estate market, but we're back.
We are back.
And we've got some great information for you today. The National Association of Realtors recently published a new study about the home improvement projects that are going to give you the greatest return on your investment if you're looking at putting your home on the market in the near future. So it's super important to keep in mind, we're going to spend money on something, we want to make as much of that money back as possible.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Kari, I'm going to hand it over to you. Let's start with the top 3 interior improvements that give you a high return on investment.
These actually were a little surprising to me, but they were in the article. So the first one is refinishing your hardwood floors. You actually get 100% return on that, according to the NAR. Dollar for dollar with refinishing your floors. It just, for one, it looks really nice in photos. And two, it's just something, when people move in, a lot of times they have to move their stuff in immediately. And so the idea of having to move everything out and then refinishing the hard floors just seems like a lot for people. So it's almost like laying the foundation for a good house.
Right. And how often are you touring a home with somebody and you hear, this would be great once we refinish the floors?
Exactly. So just taking that out really makes a big difference for people. Number 2 is insulation. I think that a lot of people are getting more eco-friendly these days, and so when they hear that there's newer insulation that's going to save them on their monthly energy bills that are never going to go away,
right,
that makes a big difference from them. And that one was 95 cents on the dollar, so a 95% return on that.
I found that entirely shocking because a lot of the time we hear that it's the visual improvements. People pay for things that they can see, and so to know that what's inside the wall that they're never going to see can return 95 cents on the dollar, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
I think that with all the information out there that they're able to compare energy bills, and it's just something that people are thinking about more and more often, and people are just, consumers overall are getting more educated and thinking ahead of time about what kind of bills they're going to have to take. I can't even tell you the amount of times that I've had a client interested in a house, but then they say, hey, let's give a call and find out how much the average utility bills are on this house, which is an extremely good question to ask. Number 3 is new hardwood floors. So that is a 91% return. So if you have them in really good shape, obviously the better thing to do is to refinish them. But if there's gouges or rotting or anything like that, replacing those floors could be a very good thing to do before you
and
put
of
your home up
course,
for sale.
Talk to the realtor first, right?
Yes.
Definitely. Make sure it's going to be worth the money to do it.
Yeah, or a contractor to see, hey, these things need to be replaced.
Right. Absolutely.
So, Don, let's talk about exterior.
Exterior, the number one thing that people are going to look for, the number one thing that's going to give you that return on your investment is a new roof. And it makes sense.
Yes.
Right?
I hear, what is the age of the roof? What is the age of the roof? And so many times in the seller disclosure, it says unknown. And I have clients that's just a big no-no for them. They don't even want to risk it.
Right. Absolutely. Because you've got maintenance issues, and it goes to those energy bills that you were talking about. There's just a lot that you don't want to deal with on a roof.
Yes.
So
no one wants to deal with that.
Exactly. Installing a new roof averages 105% return on your investment, which is a good thing because that's a sizable investment.
Yeah, it's one of the best things that you can see if someone's going to look at a house. I go, they have a new roof, and then all of a sudden it makes it like just such a better house, and it's just better, for the seller and the negotiating, process and everything. Yeah. It's just, a new roof is just, it's like the golden,
it's a great centerpiece, right?
You know what I'm saying? It's the holy grail of good things in a house.
There we go.
I couldn't think of the word for that.
Okay, number 2 on the exterior is a new garage door, which comes in at 87% return on investment on average, which is pretty neat. I mean, and again, too, you're pulling up. Curb appeal is important, right? And one of the first things you see is that humongous garage door.
So, of course, it depends on how bad of disarray. If you've got one that's several years old, why on earth would you replace it? But if you've got a rickety old thing that just looks terrible in photos, this could be a good thing for you to replace.
For sure. And then last but not least, coming in at 83% return on investment is new vinyl siding. And this goes to a lot of the things that we've been talking about already, maintenance issues, utility bills, all of the above. right? New vinyl siding looks great. It makes your house functional, and according to the National Association of Realtors, has one of the highest returns on investment for the exterior.
Definitely. Some of the older siding materials that they've used, you're going to have to replace them. And so just having that vinyl siding, it really puts sellers at ease. Once people are deciding to purchase a home, they are investing an enormous amount of money into purchasing this, and the last thing they want to have to worry about is replacing those things. So, not related in the article, but things that I've noticed, HVAC system, try and keep that serviced every year, or if it's in need of replacement, make sure they replace it, have clean filters in there. People do not want to have to replace an HVAC system after they've moved into a home. Water
and buyers
heater
are
as well.
smart. They're looking at these things.
Yeah, I personally, when I go through with my clients, I make sure to see, hey, is there a sticker on there that has service records? If we see it on there, we all feel instantly a lot better about the situation. And if there's no records of service, even if it, we don't know if it has been serviced if we don't see it on there,
right.
It makes people uneasy. Cosmetic things when it comes to negotiating after an inspection, those aren't things that you can really negotiate with. But when it comes to the health and safety of a home, like heating for a home, for example, and hot water, those you have a much stronger upper hand as a buyer in the negotiating process.
It makes sense.
So there you have it. Another Thursday of fun and learning.
That's right. If you have any questions, of course, give us a call. Both of our contact information are down below. You can find us on YouTube, on Facebook, on our websites, all over the place. Give us a call or shoot us a text message, and we'll get you ready to put your home on the market and buy something new.
Thanks, everyone. Good job.